could I know? Over years as the tears have begun, that have started to flow. I'm not very old. This room's full of smoke. There's a man and he's standing beside me. He's telling some jokes. And all our lives you wasted all our time. And you don't know what I have seen. And at 4 years old my memories ran cold. But I was there and I was dancing on your feet. You made a choice. You took a chance. All the roads that were closed, tiny hands holding your tattooed hands. It wasn't fair, but it wasn't right. As we fuss at the bus stop, but you don't turn up on the night. And all our lives you wasted all our time. We don't know what might have been. And at 4 years old my memories ran cold. But I was there and I was dancing on your feet. I'm all alone. You left me alone, with no guide or defenders, no man, just a boy on his own. I'll be alright, but I will survive. It's my way every day. I take darkness and turn it to light. I see you there with the graying of my hair, and a family just in my dreams. The tears I cry for a father's love denied is so much harder than it seems. And all our lives you wasted all our time, and we don't know what might have been. And at 4 years old my memories ran cold. But I was there and I was dancing on your feet. I was there and I was dancing on your feet. I was there and I was dancing on your feet. I was there and I was dancing.
Anthony Martin, thank you so much for coming down.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure.
No worries. How did you find your experience?
Yeah, mildly intimidating. It's a massive old house with ghosts and spiders.
Yes, many, many ghosts.
And
Yes.
possibly the ghosts of spiders.
The rumour is you're not going to leave. There is a cupboard somewhere and you will be found in there in several years.
If I were a murderer, and I'm not, let me stress that, the first thing I would do is not film it and record it.
Good point. Yeah. Just no evidence. Yeah.
God.
How did you get into doing the solo stuff?
So basically, I've used songwriting to help regulate my mental health.
Okay.
So I started writing sort of like really angsty poetry when I was like 18, 19.
Okay.
Like, the world doesn't understand me and I don't understand why the world doesn't understand me. I can't understand it. That kind of thing.
Nice.
And what I've learned how to play guitar, and I kind of put the two and two together and started writing like songs. And I found that having that as like a communication channel for my feelings has really, really helped me over the years.
Excellent.
Helping get through sort of difficult spots. All my songs are completely autobiographical. It's like reading the diary of me.
Okay.
But having it sung at you.
But that's nice though, because it makes it so much more personal.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's lovely. That's very good. You don't just do the solo stuff. You do lots of other things as well.
I'm in bands.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about the bands?
Sure. So I've been in a band called the Godless Reds since
Okay.
I was 21. 41-ish, so we've been going for a long time. 43 now, so we've been going forever, and that's been they're sort of my day one, like my ride or die guys. But that's all originals, punky, spiky indie punk music. But I also do a function and wedding band called Beer Pressure, and we play pubs and clubs all over the place, and that's been a massive boost to like meeting people, because we have like dep guitarists in all the time and dep drummers and stuff. So it's a nice way of building your network and building a community around you. And then I organise music festivals. So I started running a music festival called Antfest.
Okay.
Because it was about charity, but it was mostly about me.
Okay.
And I ran that for a bunch of years in Chatham, and then moved on to Hero Fest at the Red Lion. So since 2006, we've raised over £85,000
fantastic
for a variety of different charities.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. What charities do you have? Ones that you go back to, or is it a different one every time?
Yeah, so Help for Heroes was the one for Hero Fest, because I'm a massive pacifist. I don't really believe in like war as a means to fix things, but I also don't agree with the way that we as a country send people to these wars, and then when they come back we completely abandon them and they end up homeless. So that's not ideal. And then also North Kent Mind, lost my dad to suicide in 2009.
Okay.
So I do a lot of money fundraising for mind and mental health charities. And then there's another charity called One Big Family, helping the homeless. And I lost my brother in 2019 after struggles with mental health, addiction and homelessness. So I raise money for them as well now.
Fantastic. Well, obviously, sorry for your losses, but the fact that you've gone out there and you've put your time into trying to make it a better situation is fantastic.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're doing it through an avenue that you enjoy so much,
exactly,
music, is phenomenal.
And one of the things I've always said is like when you kind of the thing you lack when you're a child is the thing that you seek when you're an adult. And I've always found that like I lacked like a support network or or like a big family. So over the years through music, I've helped to build my own.
Okay.
And I feel like everyone can do that. And I don't know if everyone knows that they can do that. So I'm just trying to build mine as big as I can so that to show other people that that's what you can do.
Not to quote The Dark Knight, but sometimes it's just a little push.
That's a very good point.
So you have been doing festivals for quite some time now. Is there anything that you look for, being the person that actually recruits the bands and gets them involved? What is it you want from bands?
Basically, to be super like on the ball and efficient. So like if you're reaching out to ask for a show or to be booked onto anything, just I need a link and I need an email address, and those are the two things I need. And for you to have already checked availability for the date that it is. There's nothing worse than booking a band and then like a week before the thing they're like, oh, is that this week? Yes, it's this week.
Yes, that is infuriating.
It's tricky. But over the years, platformed maybe sort of 500 bands over a bunch of events. And we eventually have built our portfolio of bands to the point where we get the same ones back pretty much.
Good.
And then it becomes a bit like, it's weird. Like in 2006, we had like One Day Elliott, 3dB's Down, like big local bands that would come in. And now those bands are bringing their kids to shows.
That's scary.
That's awesome. Yeah. We've got one guy in a band called Initial Destruction.
Okay.
Johnny Partridge, his son Guy is the bassist in that. So they booked onto Hero Fest because I knew their dad. So now I'm capable of influencing via the medium of nepotism, and I never thought I'd get that chance.
Jesus, having that effect on a younger generation, that's quite impressive, isn't it?
We had the Mepham School band as well. So my friend Tom Knight is a music teacher at Mepham School.
Okay.
And yeah, so he was like, I've got this band at school. They're so good. I'd love for them to play Hero Fest. And I was like, yeah, totes. And then we put them on first, and they absolutely smashed it.
Perfect.
That's brilliant. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, getting that level of performance at that age, it doesn't happen that often. So it just gives people that kick up the arse to be like, I could do this for a job. This is amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the hope, that we can help bring up the next generation of musicians. Because when I were a lad, you could literally make a living out of your own music. Like,
yes.
Go running around playing pubs like £200 a night. And now it's not that.
I was about to ask, like, do you find that the music scene has become a little bit more barren in certain areas?
We went through a phase of like it, but the thing is, you never know whether or not it's just your exposure to it.
Yeah.
Whether it's happening in the background, you're just too old to know about it.
Essentially.
But to me, it looked like for the last sort of 10 years, so maybe 3 years ago, 10 years prior to that, it was pretty dead, in Medway particularly.
Yeah.
And like the original scene, there's people like Clive in Maidstone who's been keeping it going.
Good up, Clive. Well done.
Respect Clive.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, out of nowhere, like bands like the Zach Schultz Gang and like there's all these other bands from like the Medway area that I was like, oh, hang on a minute, what are these there's youngsters. Oh God,
Music scene.
Yeah. And they started a battle of the bands at the Ship in Gillingham, which has become this like their home venue.
Yes.
And off the back of that, they're literally touring all over the world now. The Zach Schultz Gang.
They are doing phenomenally well.
Fantastic.
Really pleased for those boys.
Yeah.
Do you get a chance to go out and watch other bands much? Obviously, being a performer yourself, is there a bit of a conflict there?
Well, I'm going to get a lot more chance this year because it turns out it's quite quiet. We are available.
Employ this man. Give him some work. Come
Weddings,
on.
bar mitzvahs. I'll do a funeral. I don't care. My songs probably, they're quite apt. So basically, I love to get out when I can, but most of the time it's when in my downtime, I'm also from beer pressure. I'm also booking in the dates where we don't have a gig in the book. I'm booking another gig to do something else.
Yeah.
But I'm booking bands, so I'm getting to see the bands through the gigs that I promote.
Yeah.
And through the Battle of the Bands as well, being exposed to a whole bunch of new bands. And I didn't realise because music doesn't feel like it's competitive anymore. Like in the old days. I'm so old. In the old days, it was like, we're going to do a battle of the bands, and these are our enemies, and we're never going to like them. Like the fabled Godless Reds Upsy Downsy feud of 2003. Sorry, Chris, it wasn't me. It was James. He's not in the band anymore.
There is nothing worse than going and playing a gig, and there's no one there apart from the other bands. You finish your set, and you just get from the other musicians, just waiting to play.
Nothing sadder than one man clapping.
Yeah. And inevitably it's like a Tuesday night in like Clapham or something.
Oh my God.
It's like, why? Why am I here?
This is the worst. But yeah, those are the experiences that it's character building.
Yes, it is, yeah. It gives you the ability to say, no, I'm not doing that gig.
Yeah, I've never said no. Not one time. Always
yes, man. Jim Carrey.
Captain, yes, that's what they call me. They don't call me
that. You have some music coming out. Or potentially by the time this video comes out, it may have already come out, but we're going to try and get it out before your musical release. What's the name of the release?
So the album is called Closure, and it's basically it's very tenuous. However, in 1984, the UK government closed Chatham Dockyard, and my dad worked at the dockyard. 10,000 people worked at the dockyard for 400 years, and then they closed it. And 10,000 people went, what? And then the Medway Towns has just been in a state of decline since then. And it struck me that all of my songs were written against the backdrop of economic decline that I have experienced and seen through my life. And also the effect that had on my family, my dad, who obviously we lost to suicide, and my brother who died intestate after homelessness. So all of my songs are kind of affected by that, and I thought, wow, I'm just one in 10,000 stories. It's like the butterfly effect. There must be so many other stories, and I feel so lucky that I've got this method of communication through music to communicate those expressions. So it's basically closure for me, my own personal mental health closure, and also influence from the closure of because it's got two meanings.
Okay.
Put the two meanings there, it's fine. So basically all of the songs are informed by the closure of the Chatham Dockyard, and it's out on the 28th of March.
Fantastic. Well, we will endeavour to get this video out before that happens.
But if not, it's out now.
Yeah. Depending on what time in time, many times that you're watching this.
It could be an alternate timeline where...
Time.
Oh, no. The universe is expanding.
Yeah. Interstellar, eat your heart out. Anthony, thank you so much for coming down. Last question. If you could play a gig with anyone else, could be dead or alive...
Alive, please. I'll take Alive.
Alive, there we go. Who would it be?
So young me would have said Metallica. And then probably Rage Against the Machine, 100,000%. Yeah. So I am in a Rage Against the Machine tribute band. We are available for weddings, parties and bar mitzvahs called Rage Against the Latrine. And we've been going, it's our college band, so that's been going since I was at college. So it's over 20 years. And it's so much fun. But I would definitely love to step in with the OG lineup of Rage Against the Machine.
That would be pretty special, to be fair. How can people find you online?
On the internet, that's it. Go on the internet and then look for Anthony Martin Music on Facebook and on Spotify, Anthony Martin. And there's a bunch of us. One of them's an R&B guy, and some of my songs accidentally get attributed to him. So he must feel pretty sad about that. Sorry, mate.
That's brilliant.
But yeah, go on the internet, look me up.
Nice. Oh, Anthony, thank you so much for coming down. We would love to have you back in the future.
Oh, thanks.
Awesome.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Bye. Over and over and over it goes. No one can stop it, and nobody knows that there's something inside, and it's killing me, killing me, killing me. I can't take no more. Tired and faded, I pick up the phone. It rings and it rings, but there's nobody home. As I leave a message, you won't understand that it's me. It's all in my head as I stand on this chair. You know that I'm sorry, and I know you don't care. As I take my last breath, I can finally feel some release. As I take my last breath, as it's all done now. It's all done now. It's all your father and you're not my son. It's all such a mess, and I know that you won't be free. Now that I'm gone, I know you'll carry on. I wasn't your father and you're not my son. It's all such a mess, and I know that you won't be free. It's all such a mess. It's all such a mess. It's all